The first couple of highlights from last night, Seahawks and Panthers and Josh Gordon laying out for a crazy 58-yard grab.
This was a dangerous day out there for the gamblers. You had the horrifying ending of Washington, Philly, if you had Washington. Seattle was covering 6.5 the whole game until the very end when they weren't.
It was 30-10.
Yeah,
30-10. Come on, Seattle.
Cowboys and Rams, don't gamble. Jason Witten reaching back, pulling out the amazing one-handed catch for a touchdown. Some would say the glove.
Can't say it's all the gloves, man. They're too sticky nowadays, man. You just put your hand out, it sticks to it.
I would say that, but we're talking about Jason Witten. He's going to walk into the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Well,
here's the thing. I think he could make that catch without the gloves.
Exactly. Yes. That's my whole point.
Oh, you're a Witten Hall of Fame guy?
Philly in Washington, Carson Wentz with the dart to Miles Sanders.
You putting Miles Sanders in the Hall of Fame too, Canty?
No, but if Carson Wentz keeps making throws like that, he might be in the Hall of Fame.
That was a great play by Wentz. I thought it got picked at first, Cannell.
That was an absolute dart. I wonder if he was definitely throwing it to Miles Sanders.
Oh! How about that? Let's see.
Just over the outside. I forget who that was.
Haters are going to hate between Nick Wright and Danny Cannell. I'll tell you.
Who did I hate on?
I'm trying to get Miles
Sanders. You hate on Jason Witten. He hates on Carson Wentz. When is it going to stop?
You ain't going to hate on LeBron. I guarantee you that.
Lakers Hawks. Rajon Rondo fakes the alley-oop to LeBron. LeBron fakes the block on Rondo.
This team is having almost an offensive amount of fun. To do this during a game that, by the way, was close at the end. Fake the oop. I've never seen someone fake the block of their own teammate's shot.
I've never seen that, but that's hilarious. But, Nick, I'm going to need you to stop giving my Lakers so much love. It usually doesn't work out when you do that with people. We already saw what happened with Luka Doncic this past weekend. I'm just saying, we don't need a repeat of what happened with LeBron last year.
My Slovenian son suffered an injury.
Only out 2 weeks. LeBron between the legs to Dwight Howard for the big dunk.
Canty, this is year 17 LeBron looking like prime Magic Johnson in a famous Laker highlight. It's just perfect.
LeBron James is unbelievable. Nick, I think you're absolutely right. They're going to waltz to the #1 seed in the West.
Yes.
60 wins will do it. Isn't that the number you put out there?
Oh, 60 wins will do it, especially.
Well, they're well on their way to doing that.
I took another game off this week.
That was about Dwight Howard, though, in the tight shorts and all. He's getting it done. The reemergence of Dwight Howard.
Oh, look at there's your Hall of Famer, Jason Witten.
All right, gentlemen, we'll play a little in or out. Yesterday, the Cowboys got back on track against the Rams. Zeke led the way with 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. Danny Cannell, we'll start with you. You in or out on the Cowboys being legit Super Bowl contenders?
I'm out, man. This team, I've seen too much. I've seen the whole body of work. I'm not going to give in to the recency bias of maybe their best performance in several years that we saw yesterday. The cream of the crop are the Saints, the 49ers, the Seahawks. I'd even throw the Packers in there, too. They are not at the top level.
I'm out on them being Super Bowl contenders. There have only been 3 teams that have had less than double-digit wins to win the Super Bowl. If the Cowboys win out, they'll be at 9 wins. My Giants in 2011 were one of those teams, but that team had already done it before with Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin, so I am out on the Cowboys. I just don't think that they have the ability to galvanize and go on a run.
And that team, your team, throughout the year showed flashes of brilliance more than just one time. You guys beat the Patriots before a really good Pats team before you guys went on your losing skid that kind of derailed your record. It's clean sweep. I'm out. Come on. I'm very happy that Dallas put it all together for one football game. They might even make the playoffs. I still don't think they will, but obviously they win next week and they're in. But if what they would get if they make the playoffs is the privilege of having San Francisco come to their building and annihilate them in Wild Card Weekend.
All right, we all know how explosive the Chiefs' offense can be, but lately their defense has actually been playing pretty well. Over the last 4 weeks, the Chiefs' D allowing just 11 points per game. Danny Cannell, you win around on the Chiefs' defensive turnaround being sustainable.
I am in on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are flying under the radar. We know about their offense and what they do, and their offensive production has actually come down a little bit, but it's sort of like we were talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You know they can score with people, but if you look at some of the teams they're starting to beat, they're starting to hold these offenses more and more. I'm starting to buy into the Chiefs' defensive turnaround.
Well, I don't want to put too much stock in what we saw yesterday because it was a blizzard out there, and you're talking about a rookie quarterback on his third start. So I do think the Chiefs have upgraded on the defensive side of the ball. Steve Spagnuolo as their defensive coordinator, Frank Clark and Tyrann Mathieu. I just don't see it being enough once we get to quality competition in the AFC in the playoff picture.
Well, you're right. You're obviously wrong, Canty. I am in. 3 points last week. They held the Raiders to 3 points through 59 minutes. They held the Patriots to 16, and 7 of those came on a flea flicker.
Tell me the juggernaut on offense between any of those 3 teams.
Well, I'll tell you this much. There's only one juggernaut on offense in the AFC, and that's the Ravens.
I was just going to say that.
Who Kansas City, of course, already beat this year. Last year, everyone loved the 12-4 Chiefs. This year, everyone's out on the 12-4 soon-to-be Chiefs. I'm absolutely in. Defense playing so much better than did at any point last season.
All right, yesterday, Eli Manning made perhaps his last career start. It was a memorable one. He threw 2 touchdowns, including a one to Golden Tate that led to the Giants winning 36-20. Danny, you went around on Eli Manning being a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
I am in on Eli being a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's got the 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, the 50,000 passing yards and 300-plus touchdown passes. Every other quarterback that has that metric is already in the Hall of Fame. It's a done deal. Plus, the fact that he played in New York, I don't think it should matter, but it does. I think he's absolutely in.
No, you're absolutely right, Daddy. Playing in New York does make a difference. The greatest quarterback in New York City pro football history, that's Eli Manning. The playoff runs is what separates him. I know it's a pedestrian regular season record. He's right at 500, but being able to go on the road in all of those games in 2007 in the postseason and then 3 games in 2011, I think that's the difference, and he's got some memorable moments. The throw to David Tyree that set up the go-ahead touchdown in Super Bowl 42, and then the throw to Mario Manningham on that last possession in Super Bowl 46. Those are top Super Bowl moments, and so I think that's what puts him over the top. First ballot Hall of Fame.
Jay, how do you introduce Chris Canty when he first comes on the show?
Super Bowl champ Chris Canty.
Super Bowl champ. Who'd you win that Super Bowl with, Chris Canty?
With Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. Okay, all right. I just wanted to get that. Listen, the case for Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame is a very simple one. The unbelievable counting stats, the 2 Super Bowls, the one thing neither of you mentioned, the Iron Man streak.
Yep.
That is, everything I just said there is first ballot, no doubt. The case against Eli Manning as any type of Hall of Famer is a very easy one as well. 1 playoff games in 2 seasons, a career 500 record. There was never a season, forget him being the best quarterback in football, where he was considered one of the 3 best quarterbacks in football, and his career passer rating numbers are really pedestrian given the era. Because of that, I think it takes him a long time to get in. I think he will eventually get in, but I think that you can make a case as strong against him as you can for him, so I think it's going to be a battle, so I am out.
Ain't a lot of quarterbacks running around with multiple championships.
Right.
Let's just put that out there.
The other
Ain't a lot of them.
But one is that isn't in.
Here's what hurts him. The last 7 years. If he would have just stopped playing after 8 years, it would have been first ballot no matter, without question. The fact that they've struggled recently, his record comes down.
That's what I said about Tom Brady. If he just stopped 7 years ago, he might be able to make it into the Hall of Fame. But, Canty, we got to go. We'll see you a little bit later on the show. Take a break coming up. The latest on the Patriots video scandal next on First Things First.